Welcome back to Snare of the Week, and this week I have this 13, so it's a 6-inch deep by 13. This is a steam bent cherry shell with curly maple inlay. This drum was part of a project that I commissioned back when I still worked at Modern Drummer. I commissioned Bruce Hagwood at RBH Drums to make a Modern Drummer commemorative, I think it was a 40th anniversary commemorative set of drums. There was a 5.5 by 14 steam bent maple. There was a 6.5 by 14 3-ply mahogany poplar walnut. And then this bad boy, which is a 6 by 13 steam bent cherry with the curly maple inlay. It has 8 lugs, solid brass tube lugs, 2.3 millimeter hoops. I've got an Evans G1 on it. What was the sound that I wanted out of this? I was thinking like this was the time when Benny Gribb's signature snare came out, and just that real dense, kind of like chunky sounding drum, but still had a nice crack to it because it's a smaller drum. That was kind of what we were envisioning, with a little bit of a Steve Jordan sound circa like early to mid 80s when he had that real thick birch snare sound. So it's versatile. It's very modern sounding. I tend to like it tuned sort of medium high, not super high, sort of medium high or medium with just like a little tiny bit of muffling. It just records really well, and it just kind of punches through. Has a lot of like strong attack, but it doesn't take up too much space in the mix. So that's the vibe for this. In this demo, I started with it tuned pretty high. It's the G sharp, where I always start as a high tuning for drums wide open. So I do wide open, then I put one muffling, like a tiny little muffling gel, a drum dot in the same exact tuning, and I take it down a half step, wide open, one gel, all the way down to it gets pretty low. This is a good illustration of how a tiny little bit of muffling can like really transform a drum sound. It goes from having like this open voice and a lot of character to just a real, like, I hate to say generic, but just a snare drum sound when you put just one gel on it. And then towards the end, I put, I think I put 3 gels on it for the really low sound, which it does great. And then ultimately, you can see, or maybe you can't see, but I left it with 2 of these the smaller drum dots. It just seems to be the right sound for me using this drum in the studio with mics on it. It's not the drum I want to use for the wide open thing. I have that previous one, the Outlaw, is my kind of like wild and crazy 13. This is more of a studio kind of focused, precise, punchy sound. So that's it. 6 by 13 commemorative RBH commissioned cherry.